Hi there, this is your weekend postcast looking at Sunday with myself, Lee Mottershead, Maddie Plale, David Jennings and Rob Catterson, and we reach Navan on Sunday. And the Monksfield Novice Hurdle, DJ, this Sam Crow, is he as good, do you think, as Gordon Elliott has been billing him? Because he's been talking about him like he's Arkle, Millhouse and Sprinter Sacre rolled into one.
He's better, Lee.
Really?
He's better, yeah. I know he's obviously not better than Arkle or Millhouse, but I think he could be even better. I think Gordon is so excited he's even trying to play him down, to be honest with you. I interviewed Brian Cooper for next Sunday week's Big Read, and I said to him, since he got sacked from Giggleston, I said, of all the horses, which are you most...
That's a bit like, DJ, I don't know if you had it now, like Bullseye, Jim Bowen used to end it when they didn't get the star prize. Here's the one you could have won.
And it was a boat. It was always a boat.
It was often a speedboat, which if you lived in Leeds wasn't a huge amount of use to you.
So I said to him, of all the horses that you're missing out on, like, what I meant was, like, basically Apple's Jade, the horses that, like, he has won on and that he has an association with. I said, which one are you most disappointed about getting off? But without even finishing the question, he goes, oh, God, Sam Crow. Oh, Sam Crow. Like, he just, like, even him, who has never ridden the horse in public, said Sam Crow. He's just a gorgeous specimen of a horse that seems to have every single attribute you need from a horse. Look, there's no point spending too long. Like, I talk forever, but there's no point talking too much about this horse because he's just a superstar. He'll win. We won't find out how good he is until he runs properly in the Neptune at Cheltenham. And until then, I expect him to keep winning.
OK. Rob, do you agree?
Yeah, without a doubt. I've never been one to jump on the bandwagon with all these Gordon Elliott novices. I wasn't a massive Don Cossack fan in his earlier days and all these, but this is the first horse.
You're not a fan of any horse, are you?
No, but like, you know, I'm not the one who takes sentiment and I don't jump on the bandwagon, and I'm not one who, you know, takes into hype and stuff like that. But I know he only won a Mickey Mouse race in Punchestown the last day, but the gears he showed when Jack Kennedy gave him a squeeze turning in, I was blown away from him. I backed him straight away. He's in loads of different Cheltenham anti-post bets because to me he's the real deal, and I just hope everything works out with him because like we'll have many Irish bankers at Cheltenham, but this lad will be as good a banker I think as we've had in a long time if he lines up on the Wednesday.
Great,
Can I just interject and say I noticed that Death Duty won this last year. Which race do you guys think he's going to go for? Neptune or Albert Bartlett?
Neptune, yeah. Neptune, I think Neptune. Neptune written all over him. Yeah. Sam Crow, he's got the speed,
hasn't he?
The way he's spoken about him, you wouldn't run him in a 3-miler, would you, surely?
Yeah, no, he's plenty of speed, and I just don't know if a Supreme just might be early doors. Like, he's a 3-mile point-to-point winner in heavy ground. He beat Elegant Escape that day of Blizzards. But I just think the Neptune is tailor-made for him.
Yeah. OK. Navan, the sort of standout race on the card is the Ladbrokes Troy Town Handicap Chase. DJ, before we get the price from Rob, is Acapella Bourgeois just too obvious?
I think so, actually. He's not a horse I like for a couple of different reasons. He could, like, his performance last year at Navan in a Grade 2 Novice Chase was arguably one of the most impressive performances anywhere of the entire season. Beat Cheltenham, Aintree, anywhere. It was phenomenal what he did. But he's a headbanger. He could, like, he basically, he'd go off out in front, and if he doesn't get into a rhythm, I'd really worry for him. He could win, and I know Rob next to me will probably put forward the case that he should win. But Acapella Bourgeois has been talked about for this race for a long time. And the net result of that is that a lot of horses are creeping in under the radar and are too big of a price. And the main one there, I think, is Mala Beach from the Gordon Elliott stable. Gordon Elliott's won this for the last 3 years in a row. He won it with Balbriggan. He won it with Riverside City, and last year he won it with Empire Dirt. I think Mala Beach has been aimed at this race. If you go back through his form, he was a really good novice hurdler. He won a Grade 2, I think. He won 2 Grade 2s. He was a really good novice hurdler, and his jumping has got better all the time. The funny thing about Mala Beach is he's going to love this ground. He'll absolutely love it. He returned to action at Galway in October. He was second to a Genie in a Bottle. Traded very, very short in the exchanges. Looked like winning. Just got a little bit tired. He was second to My Murphy in the Thyestas at Goran Park 2 seasons ago off a mark of 142. He's only £6 higher now. And, you know, he's a 9-year-old, but I think there is grounds there for improvement. He's going to win a big handicap on soft, deep ground, and I think this race is tailor-made for him. I think 12-1 is far, far too big.
Okay. Rob, is it 7 days ago, or last weekend anyway, we had the Bet Victor Gold Cup, where the market assumed that Carl Morlock would be a better horse on his first run for Harry Fry. That obviously didn't turn out to be the case. Horses Bull didn't run his race. But is there a danger the market overreacts here with Acapella Bourgeois having his first run for Willie?
It happened again. And what was the one that ran for Willie? Racing Pulse, was it? Okay. That was really well backed in Ireland the other day. I think it moved there from Rebecca Curtis. So it does happen.
Yeah, Rob, test this theory for us.
Yeah, well, listen, you only got to go back to the Munster National, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Total Recall came from Sandringham. Yeah. Same colours, and he's not, he's second favourite, or he's favourite now for the Hennessy. Yeah. And people are going to automatically put this lad in.
I love the way Rob called it the Hennessy.
Was that a slightly intentional slip there?
Well, you mentioned the Bet Victor, it's always going to be the Paddy Power to me, so.
The Mackerson, it's the Mackerson.
The Mackerson or the triple print or whatever it was called back in the day. But this lad, listen, not only are people going to automatically think of Total Recall a month ago, but he's a 20-1 chance for the Cheltenham Gold Cup. And the vibe in Willie, and I've chatted to Ruby a couple of times about him, they think he's grade 1 material. And if Empire of Dirt can win this race off 148, there's no doubt in my eyes that this lad can win it off 149. Like you go back to the 10 up last season when Roger Loughran rode him. And he came home alone. He won by 32 lengths or something. But all the other jockeys were pulled in, basically saying that he's let this lad get a free lead. And they all said they just couldn't go with this lad. Like, he's a relentless galloper. He loves soft ground. His 2 wins over fences have been at Navan. And if he's going to be anyway a Gold Cup horse, he's got to win this season. Now, it's obvious to tip up a 3-1 chance for a handicap on his first start for Willie Mullins. But there's no doubt about it. They think this lad is very, very well handicapped, and they could have run him in Goran. They could go somewhere else with him. And it's funny. I don't think Willie's got a great record in this race. But listen, he's the obvious horse. He's going to go off 5-2 or something like that. I agree with Dave. I think Malabeach has got a great chance. He very much caught the eye in Galway. They were placed in this race with Noble Endeavour last season. If you're looking for a bet, he's probably the bet. I wouldn't advise backing Acapella Bourgeois because he's very short, but to me, he probably wins this very easy.
OK, Maddie, any views on the Troy Town?
No.
That's fine.
No, I've not had time to look at that one.
Absolutely fine.
Leave that to the Irish experts.
And they've given us a very good assessment of the race. Before we go, guys, anything else on Sunday in Britain or Ireland that you want to tip?
Yeah.
Go on.
Will I go, Maddie? Yeah, obviously that card at Navan is a really good card. The Beginner's Chase is a really interesting race because you've got Al Boom Photo from Willie Mullins against Lamartelan of Noel Meads, who was second to Denaria de Zobo, who was impressive since. But the forgotten horse of the race, I think, could be Tycoon Prince of Gordon Elliott, who always looked to me as though he was going to be every inch a top-class chaser. His form fell apart over hurdles, but I think last season you can put a complete line through it because I think they were thinking of sending him over fences and then it got too late. I always thought he would develop into a grade 1 chaser. It's probably far-fetched to think he can be now, but I do think that Al Boom Photo will be favoured and Lamartelan, them two will be fighting it out for favouritism, and Tycoon Prince might just creep in under the radar. Apparently he's working very well, so I wouldn't put anybody off, just chancing Tycoon Prince in the 205.
OK, just a name from anybody else?
It's not so much a name, but it's a race, the 225 Exeter. 4 runners, but what great 4 winners they are. Flintham, Brelham, Dars, Jewel at Dawn and Impulsive Star. That should be a really nice novice chase, even though there's not many of them. And it's not so much a tip, but I just think Jewel of Dawn, he's not from the most fashionable stable, but he had some really useful novice hurdle form and he could run well. But it should be quite an exciting race, that one.
Brilliant. Rob, DJ, Maddie, thanks ever so much. That's the weekend sorted. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed listening, then please rate, review and subscribe to the Postcast. Until next time, bye-bye.
Paddy Power are offering money back as a free bet if the horse you back finishes 2nd, 3rd or 4th to the SP favourite in at least 2 races every day this month. Max £25 per race. T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.